a torn bag, a hungry night, a cracked mirror, and a dream no one believed in. If your first 30 seconds don't show everything against you, then what does survival even mean? Kabir's world was small. The same muddy road to school, the same 2 shirts rotated week after week, faded pants, worn out shoes, pockets empty, not just of money, but sometimes of hope. Yet, somewhere deep inside, he felt a quiet promise that life could still change. He didn't know how. He just knew. He couldn't stay where he was. But whenever he spoke about ambition, people laughed. Neighbors said it was foolish. Classmates called him delusional. Even distant relatives suggested he should quit school and start working at a local shop. They asked how a boy with nothing could imagine anything more than tomorrow's bread. What they never realized is that dreams don't wait for permission. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kabir sat alone by the river, doubt pressed heavily on his chest. For the first time, he wondered, was destiny already written for him? Was poverty a life sentence? Just then, a soft voice broke his silence. An old teacher stood beside him and asked, "Why does sorrow sit in your eyes, my child?" Kabir hesitated, but eventually confessed that everyone believed poverty was his cage. He asked, almost desperately, "Is destiny only written by money?" The teacher took out a small mirror and said, "Tell me what you see." Kabir stared. "I see myself." "Look deeper," the teacher said. "Is there only sadness?" Kabir examined his reflection again. His eyes were tired. His face carried fear. But suddenly, he noticed something else. A spark, a fire, a stubborn force still alive within him. That light, the teacher said softly, is courage. Most people let it die because the world throws dust on it. If you wipe the dirt with discipline and effort, that light becomes your torch in the darkest nights. But you must protect it every single day. Kabir felt his spine straighten. In that moment, something shifted. Strength begins when excuses end. From that night forward, he treated that mirror like a compass. He borrowed old, torn books from neighbors. He practiced writing on rough scraps of paper. He made a list of every mistake and studied how to fix them. He didn't aim to survive anymore. He aimed to rise. But life didn't become easier. It became harder. His mother's illness worsened. Medicine cost more than they could afford. His father worked long hours under the burning sun, but returned home with little. Kabir felt an invisible weight wrapping around his heart. But he didn't break. He adjusted. He woke early for school. After classes, he washed cups at a tea stall. On weekends, he trained under a mechanic, sometimes just observing, sometimes fixing small things. He wasn't paid much, but he was learning how to make something with his hands. And when the village finally slept, Kabir lit a single, weak bulb and studied until his eyes burned. He often whispered to himself, "Is patience really a path, or just another word for waiting?" Some nights, hunger spoke louder than hope. Some days, exhaustion stole his thoughts, but he refused to abandon the version of himself he saw in that mirror. He clung to that reflection like a lifeline. Years passed quietly, without fanfare, without applause. But slowly, things began to shift. He fixed a mobile phone for a local villager. Then another. Then another. Word spread. Soon he had a small table on a dusty street corner, his first workspace. Every coin he earned was saved. Every mistake he made was studied. Every customer returned. Time built momentum. A tiny electronics shop followed. He welcomed every customer with respect, listened to their needs, and reinvested every rupee he earned. From one shop came 3. From 3 came a brand. The same people who once laughed now stood outside his office hoping for a chance to work with him. His mother finally received the medicine she needed. His father no longer had to bend under the heat of the fields. Kabir walked through his shop one evening, long after closing time. He looked at the lights, the shelves, the workers, and then quietly took out the same old mirror. There he was, a face changed not by luck, but by effort. And suddenly, he realized something powerful. Consistency builds miracles nobody anticipates. One day, the old teacher visited. Kabir welcomed him with deep respect. The teacher smiled and said, "You protected your spark. You cleaned your mirror. And you reminded the world that big thinking needs more heart than money. Many forget that truth, but you lived it." The teacher continued, "Tell me, do you still see that fire inside?" Kabir nodded. "Now," he said, "I see a path too." So, dear listener, what about your reflection? Are you guarding your inner mirror, or are you letting dust hide who you could become? You don't need permission to begin. You need the courage to continue. If even a small spark rose inside you while hearing this, don't let it fade. Share this story with someone whose faith is slipping, because courage is stronger when it is shared. Before you go, like this video and support Wisdom Vikey, because someone tonight may need this reminder to try one more time. Your next chapter begins the moment you decide that limitations don't define you. Start now.